Hello everybody and welcome back to the Let's Play of the Railroad Tycoon 3 Coast to Coast version 1.05 patch scenarios. Today I'm going to be doing a new scenario on Expert, as usual, and it is the Eastern Canada scenario. We have to start in 1893 for doing this one. It says, it is the turn of the century and trouble is brewing in Europe. Can you prepare Canada to support the mother country in the inevitable conflict to come? Okay. And we can't have any AI, so it's just us. Let's begin. Now, I have beaten this scenario on Expert before, but what's interesting is that sometimes when I do it, it's rather straightforward, and other times when I do it, it's not so straightforward, quite difficult. It seems to be a bit of a hit and miss. It's a bit weird. Maybe I'm doing things differently. Maybe I just get lucky with the seed and the economy. Anyway, from the safety of Canada, you observe the political turmoil and armaments race that is engulfing Europe. Great Britain is going to need help soon, and Canada needs to be prepared. The first priority is infrastructure, and for you, that means railroads. The ability to move our substantial resources first to factories and then in manufactured products to both Canadian and US ports will be critical in providing this much needed support. For bronze, connect Montreal, Ottawa, Quebec and Toronto by the end of 1918, so that is 25 years. For silver medal, also connect to Detroit. For gold, also connect to Detroit and Boston. Special conditions, none. So we can build unconnected track. We can issue stock, we can take out bonds. Okay, first things first, you'll notice that we actually already have a company with $905,000 of cash, and we already have 2,000 shares in ourselves and a bit of cash and net worth and whatnot. But the thing is we don't need to worry about anything except connecting cities. So we don't need to worry about net worth. I mean, I just bought those shares as is because why not? It does actually drive up the stock price, which means I get more money when I issue some stock. We don't need a dividend because we don't need to worry about net worth. And let us change our logo and name. So since we are in Canada, excuse me, we will be Canadian National Railways, and what better logo for Canada than a red maple leaf? Canadian National Railways. It does fit. There we go. And now we start with $1,022,000. We start with some double track around Montreal and a large station. So, if we look at the economy, there isn't a whole lot of stuff. But it's not a very big map either. And the good thing is that we already have access to the United States. We don't need to buy access to anywhere. Which makes this scenario easier. I think what's difficult about this scenario is just simply if you have a bad start. Because towards the end you can make quite a lot of money, and since your only goals are dealing with connecting up places, it's not hugely difficult. Anyway, some livestock in Montreal, some grain and some meat. Since we do have to connect to Ottawa anyway, we may as well connect over to Ottawa, since that is one of our goals. Whoa, that is a huge bridge. I do not want that. That's some more conventional bridge. Still a bit ugly, but I will deal with it. Anyway, we are in Ottawa. That'll do. And we'll need maintenance and water. And may as well put another water over in Ottawa. And that is Ottawa connected. Fortunately we are out of money, and I did issue the stock, we do technically have money for a train, but we'd have to get an American locomotive. Let's just do that for now. Saves us having to take out a bond so early on. And that's basically hauling nothing, which is not great. I think the economy is quite weak in this scenario, but I think later on it does get better. I hope. Yeah, there's quite a lot there's quite a lot we can ship over from Ottawa to Montreal itself. Thankfully. Yeah, it's kind of just hauling a bit of everything here. New locomotive, the 8-wheeler. So it's not great for passengers. Cheap to maintain. Expensive to buy. It's fast, but it's awful on the hills. But we're playing in a flat map, so we'll probably want to use that later on. Because if we look at the gradient, at the moment it's basically flat, except for when you go on the bridge. Speed record! Yeah, we're not making a lot of money, unfortunately. I mean, I could take out a bond and connect over to Cornwall. There's a meat plant. We ship the meat from Cornwall to Montreal. And they're not very happy with us because we only made $29,000 profits that year. Bit annoying. Now let's issue the stock. I think let's take out 11% bond. Let's take it out. Good thing is obviously we can build unconnected track. But if you look at the cargo, there's really not a lot. I mean, there's a lot going up this river to Quebec, but we can't obviously get to Quebec. It's too far. Anyway, let's go over to Cornwall. Okay. Let's build a water tower here. And let's do... Montreal, Ottawa. Yeah, Ottawa, Cornwall, and then Cornwall back to Montreal. So it's going like Montreal, Ottawa, Ottawa, Cornwall, Cornwall, Montreal, like a triangle. Let's actually upgrade this to an 8-wheeler. Let's put on a dining car. Annoying. Yeah, because we're getting quite a few passengers. Every little helps. I personally think that's a cool looking locomotive. I don't know why it's only acceptable looking. I think that's cool. It looks like it's the stereotypical American locomotive. Like, think Back to the Future, Part 3, with the steam locomotive. That is the locomotive. Like, it's got a cow catcher on the front. It's got a big chimney, light at the front. That is the stereotypical American locomotive. Well, that and like the consolidation and the American. Like steam train, chimney, cowcatcher. It's just fantastic, to be honest. I think that I rate that as cool. That's not acceptable. That's cool. Stupid passengers being in this game. Ah well. Anyway. Steel workers strike in the United States. Should we adjust our steel export policies? Increase export steel prices and track building costs will both increase 20%. Maintain export level, no price or cost changes. Cut steel exports. Now when I've played this in the past, I've always cut the steel exports, because that means that the track price decreases, and obviously we need track. It doesn't seem to make anyone angry. Does decrease the price of steel, which means I make less money hauling steel, but I'm not sure if I actually haul any steel as it is. And so I'm just going to go with that. It doesn't seem to have any, like, negative consequences. They're really not happy with us. We only made 30,000 that year, we made 29,000 the year before, so they're really not happy with us. It's a bit weird. Can't take out a bond. Could issue stock, but there's really no point because we wouldn't make a huge amount of money. I mean, there is actually a whole lot in Ottawa. Engineers develop suspension railway bridges. Not a big deal. Apparently there's a lot of passengers that want to go from Ottawa to Cornwall to Ottawa. Yeah, there is stuff in Ottawa which we can ship. It's just not making a huge amount of money for whatever reason. Not really a whole lot in Cornwall itself. Bit weird. Still can't take out a bond. Making a tiny bit more this year, but it's not a lot, to be honest. Okay, the plan, I reckon, will be... I mean, I do want to get up to Victoriaville and then Quebec. But I also need to go down to Brockville, down to Kingston, and then, like... They're really not happy with us because we're barely making any money. We can take out a bond, so let's do that at 10%. Let's issue the stock, we may as well. And let's connect over to Brockville. I have just realised that by taking out that bond, I'm paying an extra 50,000 in interest, which would mean that, as we are, we'd be making a loss. So I'm hoping that Brockville actually has some worthwhile stuff. We can do Montreal to Brockville, or Ottawa to Brockville. Ottawa would be better. Let's do a short train. Well, not short train, but like just Ottawa to Brockville. Do we need a dining car? Yeah, may as well put one on, just why not? Because I think we're going to get some passengers. Yeah. Well, that definitely needs a dining car. There's a lot of passengers going there. The one thing we will need is a maintenance coming out of Brockville and a water tower here. I think that'll be okay. And we should start to make a bit more money, I'm hoping. Let's actually just build a track like that. One, it's for aesthetic purposes. Might decrease traffic here. Unlikely, but it might. Oh, I missed that, but it did say speed record. So, this train's now called the Brockville Bullet. I don't bother naming trains, I just go with whatever the default name is. Because there's no point, really. I mean, you could call it anything. You could call it, like, the Canadian, which is actually a real train. There is a train called the Canadian, and it actually goes... I think it goes from Toronto to Vancouver, if I'm not mistaken. There is a train that goes from Toronto to Vancouver, I can't remember its name. It might be the Canadian, it might be another train. It would make sense if it was the Canadian. Yeah, we are making a bit more money this year. In fact, making quite a lot more money. We are in an economic status normal, as opposed to prosperity. I think I'm right in saying that the economy kind of just picks up over time due to, like, in-game scenario events. Like, you end up making more money from passengers, because I think there's an event that says something to the effect of, like, passengers leaving Europe, emigrating to America and Canada. And now they're very pleased with us. They increased the salary to 11,000, which, bear in mind, it started at 10,000 initially. So gone from 10,000 to 11,000. Because we made 323,000 profit that year, and we have an average speed of 28, which is actually very impressive. So it started in 1893, and we have until the end of 1918, which is 25 years. Excuse me. So, credit rating's quite high. We could take out some bonds, issue some stock. Do we have enough money to get to Kingston? Yes, we do. I could probably do a large station in Kingston, but we don't really have the money. Unless I get an American later on. Thing is, Kingston's probably going to expand, so I probably could do the large. Now, let's just go the medium for now. I can't even find out if I need... I can't find out if I can expand to a large. Thing is, I can always just build a large later on and delete that station and reroute trains. It's fiddly, but it works. Okay, there's some logs in Kingston that can't go anywhere. But we can ship this lumber all the way to Montreal. People want to go Brockville, Kingston. So we could possibly ship... Nah. Maybe, maybe not. Let's do Montreal. We can't afford an 8-wheeler. Okay, wait for some money to come in. And then get an 8-wheeler to go from Montreal to Kingston. Still can't afford it. This train's actually broken down right outside a service station, when it would get some oil, which would decrease its breakdown chance. That's very annoying. Like, if you're going to break down... Okay, that's... Oh, we had 180,000 for the fucking train, and then it disappears. Okay, let's get... Kingston, Montreal. Really? That's all you're going to haul? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, let's get a water tower here. I mean, we are making a profit. Not as much as last year, though. It's a bit... it's a bit annoying that we're not making as much profit as we did last year, because that means the shareholders aren't going to be happy. Not that I really care, because we're not worried about net worth. We are making profit, but just not huge profit. Unless this guy can make it in time, which it does. Okay, 1898, Spanish-American War. Our aggressive neighbours to the south, that is America, not Mexico, because we're playing in Canada, are once again attempting to expand. On the bright side, weapon and ammunition prices are expected to rise. Interesting. And they're very pleased with us. Increased the salary. We made almost 300,000 that year. And we've used up 5 years. So if we look at weapons, there aren't any at the moment. But they're produced near Montreal. It's not actually covered by the station. And they require lumber, which is produced in Kingston and is being sent to Montreal. And they also require steel, which is only really produced down here, so we don't have any at the moment. But steel itself obviously requires coal, of which there's a lot in Flint, Michigan, because it's produced in North Michigan in these coal mines. And there's also some coal over here and over here. And iron is over here. A lot of iron in Montreal for some reason. Ammo is only requiring steel. But obviously there's no steel, so apparently there is some ammunition though. It's a bit weird. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, my point is that the price increase isn't going to affect us much. Actually, we're not too far from Toronto. I mean, we want to do Kingston-Peterborough. And probably maybe connect to Bancroft. Not really a whole lot there. There's an electric plant that demands coal, which we can get from Brockville. Ship over to Bancroft. And Ottawa. Again, we can ship over to Bancroft. In Peterborough, there's a dairy processor and a lumber mill. And the logs coming over from nearby Bancroft, or near Bancroft. So that's probably not very profitable. But it's actually making a bit of money. And a dairy processor that's not profitable, because it needs milk that... Actually, there's... There's a lot of milk in Ottawa, so... I mean, we may as well connect over to Peterborough itself, and then Toronto, and then later on we can get over to Bancroft. So we can kind of do like this kind of thing. And maybe even Bancroft to Ottawa, and then we'd have a loop. And then maybe even Pembroke. And if we get really adventurous, we can go over to North Bay, Sudbury, Val-d'Or. I think that's how you pronounce it. There's 2 lumber mills there and nothing else. That's a bit weird. And then Sault Ste. Marie. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, Sault Ste. Marie. I think that's how you pronounce it. May go over there if we get really adventurous. I mean, the problem is that even though the land is very, well, fairly flat, because it's covered in trees, it obviously makes it more expensive to get the track. And we're playing on expert, which naturally makes it more expensive anyway. Anyway, how much would it cost? Well, we can actually afford to get over to Peterborough, but we can't afford the station. So let's just wait for the money to pile in. We did already issue the stock. Let's put on a dining car. I could take out a bond at 9%. It is an option. And this train's got a speed record. Okay, let's just connect on over. Ideally, using flat track. Yeah, we can build out there. We will need a medium station. Yep. Need a bit more money. There we go. Medium built it in the wrong place. Fuck. And nobody wants to go to Peterborough. But we can do Peterborough to Montreal. Oops. Peterborough to Montreal would make quite a lot of money, apparently. Can't afford an 8-wheeler just yet. I'm tempted to just take out a loan, to be honest. Could take out... how much would it cost to build over to Bancroft? Not a huge amount. And if I take out $1 million, just a small loan of $1 million, I could get over to Bancroft, put a station and maintenance and water and whatnot. I'm gonna do that. 11%, ow. Okay, so that's an extra 100,000 in interest. Ow, that is painful. Oh well. I mean... it's not the end of the world. Anyway, we are in Bancroft, which has some stuff. We can actually do Peterborough to Bancroft. That wouldn't be... yeah, let's do Bancroft, Peterborough. And then do Peterborough to Montreal, which is a long distance, but hey ho. And down a car. Okay. We are actually making more money. Ooh, I forgot to build. Let's build a maintenance here. And service. Well, we're going to need a service tower near Bancroft. And let's build another service tower here. Hopefully that will all work out. Maybe need like another service tower here. I don't know. Let's build another service tower here and another one here actually. And we are making more money this year, which is good. Railroad travel, now with lights. The new acetylene light in passenger cars are expected to attract additional travellers to the rail system. So we get more money from passengers. War in South Africa, volunteers needed. Canadian volunteers are being sought to assist Great Britain in her righteous struggle. Labour shortages and wage increases feared. Company overhead up 20%. Ow. So we just look. Now we're barely making... our overhead cost is very small. We can afford that. But we do get extra passengers, which is always nice. If we just look at passengers at the moment, there's a whole load of passengers in Montreal that want to go Growing prosperity. Do we have a Brockville Montreal line? We don't, so let's just do that. Start in Montreal. Wow, that's making a lot of money. Peterborough to Montreal. Problem is, it does have to go a very long way, because it's got to go, like, all the way down the main line. I mean, we may want to do Bancroft, Ottawa. But first of all, we need to connect over to Toronto. Stock price is high, which is good. Issue buy the shares, which increases the share price, and then issue the stock. Gets us a bit more money. Do we have enough to connect over to Toronto? I don't think we do, but it's worth trying. No, we definitely don't. Okay, I could take out another loan. 9%, let's do that. We're going to need to build a station. Should work. And then build out. Because the thing is because we can build unconnected track, we can build unconnected stations. So I can just build the station as is, and then kind of build the track later. And we're out of money. Okay. Do I take out another bond at 10%? Or do I just wait for some money to come in? Screw it, I'm going to take out the bond. Okay. And that means that Toronto is connected. So, if we look at the bronze, we need Montreal, Ottawa, Quebec, and Toronto. So basically, all we need to do now for bronze is connect over to Quebec. And then for silver, we need to connect over to Detroit, which is just there, so that's not difficult. For gold, you need to also connect over to Boston. There you go, Toronto connected. Canadian National Railways links up with Toronto. Boston's quite difficult to connect up to because even though you have access to the America, the United States, if you think you kind of go from Toronto, Kitchener, and London, Chatham, Detroit, and then maybe Flint, and then you go here, probably connect up to Buffalo, and then Rochester, Syracuse, Albany. It's go west again. You're building the go west route, but kind of backwards. And then Albany, and then it's like, well, what do you do once you get to Albany? Do you go through here? Because I mean, in go west, the map extends more south, so you can kind of just go around here. But then you got built, because it doesn't go south. There's no New York, so it's like, well, do you go through via tunnel, or do you go down and then hope to kind of build up over there? No easy answer. But then once you get to Springfield to Boston's like barely anything. Or you could do like Albany, Manchester, Boston. It's silver's not going to be difficult. Gold shouldn't be difficult. I think now that we've basically got this Montreal to Toronto line, this isn't a difficult scenario anymore. Anyway, what I do want to do is connect Bancroft to Ottawa, and then we can get Ottawa easier, because at the moment we're getting a lot of traffic on this main line. We are making money as a company, which is always good. If we look at Toronto, actually I'm going to save the game, as I've already got a game called Canada, so Canada Expert LP. Yeah, if we look at Toronto, There's some milk that we could ship over to Bancroft. Passengers from Peterborough or Bancroft. I mean, we could do Toronto to Peterborough, and that would make money. So let's do that. There we go. Whoa! A whole load of mail and passengers. So it's a good thing I put those, and some meat as well, so... The dining car doesn't make that much money, but... Put it on anyway, why not? Can we issue stock? We can't, we've already done it. Annoyingly. So next step, I think, is Bancroft to Ottawa. And then we have like a little circle. Stock split 2 for 1. We're not worried about net worth, but net worth is going well. We made 720,000 that year, and they're highly excited by us. That's good. Slight amount of hills. Okay, we don't have enough money. Do we have enough money to connect over to Pembroke? There's a lot of rivers in the way, which is kind of annoying. It's not letting me build. I mean, the thing is I want to build, like, over to here, but it's not letting me. Probably not letting me build such a short bridge, so I kind of have to build over both of these rivers. So yeah, it's going to cost quite a lot of money to get over to Pembroke. I'm also not entirely sure if it's worth it. So, can't issue stock. I think I'll just wait and connect Bancroft to Ottawa. And then obviously later on we'll need to do Montreal to Quebec, and that'll be bronze. We'll also need to do Toronto, Kitchener, St. Catharines, and it's 1900, so heavier carloads. They've gone from 20 tons to 40 tons, so the trains will run slower. Not that big a deal. Let's wait for some money to come in. Can't issue stock. Again, wait for money to come in, and the tyre factory has appeared in Brockville. Interesting. Is there any rubber? And there's some rubber in Toronto, apparently. Yeah. But there's no demand for rubber yet. What the heck? So even those tyres, now in Brockville, because there's no price for... now it's starting to increase. So we could do Toronto to Brockville. I mean, obviously it won't make any money hauling rubber just yet, but... Oh, what do you know, it actually does just haul nothing but rubber, so it makes... Really? You actually have nothing to ship over to Brockville, other than a measly bit of rubber? Well, that's pathetic. That's really weird. Anyway, they're excited. They made 647,000 that year. Let's pause the game. Connects Bancroft to Ottawa. We are out of money. Let's issue stock. There we go. Let's build a maintenance and a water tower. Build another water tower over here. And water tower over here. And now we can more easily do Toronto to Ottawa. Which might not actually make that much money. But we may as well do it anyway. We could do Ottawa, Toronto. That might make more money. Auto plant has appeared for the first time near Ottawa. That's weird. Because that requires steel. Which there is actually some. In Ottawa. Because there's a steel mill here. And tyres. Which will be made in Brockville. That's interesting. Well done, you made $5,000 hauling 3 loads of rubber. I hardly feel like that was worth it. Okay, I'm going to put on a dining car for this train. This train's not going to make money, unfortunately, or barely anything. Anyway, let's do Ottawa, Toronto. We don't really need a dining car for that train. And it's hauling some steel over to Toronto. No, you need the steel for the auto plant. What are you doing, train? What are you doing, economy, rather? Anyway. I mean, as long as it makes me money, I don't care what it hauls. Not a very good year this year. It's a bit weird. Actually, I may want to double up track. And we're out with negative money. Let's double up the track around Ottawa. Excuse me. Good thing is the track we were already given here is already doubled up, so no need to double up there. Why are we not making money? We're in economic prosperity. We're just not making as much in revenue as we normally do. Yes, they cut our salary because we didn't make that much money last year. That's really weird. Maybe this loop was a bad idea. Oops. Maybe this loop was a bad idea. Oh well. Anyway, let's buy some shares in ourselves. Let's buy some more on the margin. And then let's issue the stock. Take out a bond 9% and another one. And hopefully we'll have enough to connect over to Quebec, but I doubt it, to be honest. Let's build over in Victoriaville. Montreal, Victoriaville. Let's do that. Maintenance and water will be required. And yeah, we don't have enough money to get to Quebec. Damn. That's annoying. Huh. I need a lot of money. Okay, let's pause and keep building over to Quebec. Should have enough money now. Oops. Don't like that bridge. Don't really like that bridge, but... Okay, let's try again. Yeah, that'll do. And we are in Quebec. We're out of money, but we're in Quebec. So just wait for some money to come in for our station. Hopefully it will come in. Good thing is a large station does fit the entire city. which is welcomed. Okay, what is going on with profit right now? Like, oh, bollocks. The company's making profit, but not a lot, and... Maybe I need more trains. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. So that's Quebec connected. So... That's bronze. If nothing else, we've got the bronze. For silver, we need to connect to Detroit. So that's not going to be too difficult, I hope. For gold, we do need to connect over to Boston, which is going to be more difficult. Anyway. Montreal, Quebec will probably be very profitable. Can't afford an 8-wheeler. Could get a Duke. I could just use a consolidation. Consolidation might actually be faster than an 8-wheeler. No, I think I'll just use an 8-wheeler. Just wait for some of these. There we go. Quebec, Montreal, and dining car, obviously, because that's a huge amount of passengers. Let's actually do another one from Montreal to Quebec. Doesn't need a dining car. There are no passengers that want to go to Quebec. They all want to leave Quebec and go to Montreal. Triple Alliance renewed. The alliance of Germany, Austria and Italy has been renewed for 6 years. Concern throughout the Commonwealth raises interest rates. Stock market down 15%. So that's bad on both accounts. Interest rates raised, which means I can't get bonds as easily. And stock market down 15% means I don't make as much money from the stock market because my share price goes down. On the plus side, we made 800,000 that year, and they're very pleased with us as our performance. So, I think the thing we need to do now is just sit back and wait for some money to come in. And then connect Toronto to, like, Kitchener, St. Catharines, London, Chatham, and then Detroit. Could also go over to Flint, maybe. Depending on how we are doing, how much money we have, etc. Train 4 has crashed. That went from Bancroft to Peterborough. Let's replace that. Not hauling much, but every little helps. How much would you get if we issued the stock? Fair bit. Yeah. It's a shame there aren't more Canadian maps in this game. I mean, there are like fan-made ones, but I mean like in terms of inbuilt ones. With the exception of this map, Canada's always like, oh, you can build there, but there's like 3 cities or something. Anyway, normal economic growth. We're no longer in economic prosperity. Oh. I forgot to build water between Montreal and Quebec, apparently. Let's actually build a maintenance there. And another water there. Yeah, I didn't... Oh well. That should be fine. Not making that much money this year. Although there are still trains loading and going, so there's still a bit of time left. Mind you, we are in economic normal as opposed to like economic prosperity, so that may impact things. That said, we did make $713,000 last year. Anyway, 1904. The National Transcontinental Railway Act passes Parliament. New government support for railroad construction. Interest rates lowered substantially. So even though we made 700,000 that year, they cut our salary. Well, fuck you too. Okay, Could take out a loan for 9%. Could issue... Let's issue the stock. And I think probably got enough to connect over to Kitchener, maybe London. I don't know. Or I could just connect to St. Catherine's. That might be better, to be honest. Actually, built that slightly badly. Because I've got the gradient. Damn it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I like this music. Music in this game is nice. Not happy with that track. That'll do. That's good. Okay, St. Catherine's has quite a lot, if I'm being honest. A whole load of rubber that we can ship over to Brockville. Meat supplied in Brockville. So we want to do St. Catherine's to Brockville. We can also do St. Catherine's to Toronto. I'm going to need to zoom out. That's making a whole lot of money. Mainly from passengers, to be honest. We need a water tower. And economic recession. So interest rates go up, stock prices go down, profits go down. Just bad overall. Uh, 11% loan. We're not making any money this year. And electric trains have been introduced. So the first electric train is basically freight. It's actually quite fast and it's decent on the hills. It's kind of just like a little decent all-round thing. But we won't be using electric trains because we've got to start building an electric track and that gets expensive. Anyway, let's do Toronto St. Catherine's line. Let's put on the dining car. Oh, it's holding some weapons. Where are the weapons produced? Excuse me. There's a weapons factory in Toronto. That's interesting. And we are actually making more money this year. That's always nice. I did issue the stock, so we can't do that. Let's connect over to London. Yep, that's flat. So London needs a large station. And let's do... Ooh. Nobody wants to go to London. That's interesting. Could do London, Toronto. Yeah, London, Toronto would probably make some money. So let's do that. Just wait for some money to come in. Actually, this is a very nice... Even though we're in economic recession, we're making more money now than we do normally. It's a bit unusual. But we still can't afford to train, which is a bit annoying. Okay, 1905, Alberta and, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan. I'm pretty sure it's Saskatchewan, which means the state is Saskatchewan. Anyway, Alberta and Saskatchewan formed. Development of these two new western provinces expected to provide an economic boon. Coal, iron and steel needed to fuel expansion. Prices up 15%. That's good news. Neutral about our performance. That's interesting. We make more money, but they're still neutral about our performance. Again, fuck you too, really. Like, just fuck off. Anyway, I didn't build a London train, so let's do London to Toronto. I'm going to need a maintenance and some water. And a dining car. Okay. That should be fine. And that's just 15 trains. Ooh, that's actually some cars. From Brockville. Oh, fuck. Economy crashes. We are now in a fully fledged depression. So, stock prices go down. Interest rates go up. It's now 12%. And we should, in theory, make less money. Because prices go down, so just make less money overall. Although, interestingly, if we look at the income statement, most of our money now comes from Express because of all these extra passengers. And the demand for rubber has actually reached a point now where hauling rubber is actually profitable. Going to want to double up around here. So earlier, when we made like, I think it was $2,000 for hauling rubber from Toronto to Brockville, we're now making like 56,000. So it's actually profitable now. Interestingly, there's some rubber in Quebec, because there's a shitload of rubber in Quebec. So let's do Quebec to Brockville. Haul all this rubber. My goodness. And then we can also do Quebec to Ottawa. Why does Ottawa want a load of rubber? That's weird. Quebec to Ottawa. It's just shipping. Oh my god. Why did I not know this earlier? Quebec creates 16 rubber a year. It also demands ammunition and cars. Anyway, the westward expansion into Alberta and Saskatchewan, again, I'm probably mispronouncing that, I'm just going to pronounce it as Saskatchewan, is using large quantities of materials and labour. Track lane costs have increased 15%. Fuck, I need to get a move on. If that's going to happen if that's going to happen a lot. Okay, HMS Dreadnought launched. The race is on to have the largest and most powerful navy in the world. Great Britain, the US and Germany all building warships. Steel prices skyrocket 15%. Not really much of a skyrocket, it was only up 15%. But anyway, why did I not know about this earlier? We can make a fortune hauling rubber. May as well go to Cornwall. Whoops. Wow. Okay, what does Victoriaville have? Lumber? We can't really ship that anywhere. Quebec has a lot of lumber. We're now in a economic recession. Yeah, Quebec has a lot of lumber because there's a massive lumber mill. Let's do Quebec Victoriaville. I think we've probably already got that, but let's just do it again anyway. Put on a dining car because there's quite a lot of passengers and stuff. Let's actually double up round Quebec because that's probably going to get a lot of traffic. Put a maintenance and a service. Wow. We made over $1 million last year, so they're only somewhat pleased. These investors are really hard to please. Like, just fuck off, okay? Give me money. Like, be happy. Okay, we made $1 million last year and you're only somewhat pleased. Just fuck off. Anyway, let's make our silver goal by connecting over to Detroit, assuming we've got enough money. Which I don't think we do, to be honest. Oh, actually, maybe we do. Yeah, we do just about. Oh, that's nasty placement. That's not nice. Okay, let's issue stock. Destroy this bridge and try again. Annoyingly, what I'm saying is going to be a bit muffled by the lightning. I can't do anything about that, I'm afraid. Okay, that covers most of the town. If I destroy this house, maybe I can get it better? Okay, maybe... Ah! Okay, that is incredibly awkward, but it does cover the entire town. So I'm going to have to kind of go with a very strange layout over here. And again, I've got maybe... Is that house in the way? Yeah, some houses in the way. Whoa! Okay, that's... There we go. Detroit is now connected. And it's 1906. So that is actually the silver. As it is. Let's save the game. So, we now have the silver. Did I connect to check? No, I didn't. So let's... that lightning's really annoying. Okay, Chatham connected. Chatham? Chatham? I don't know. Let's do... Actually, Detroit Chatham is apparently what it wants to do. So let's do that. I'm going to need to zoom out. Detroit Chatham. And if we look, we can do Detroit Toronto. Again, zoom out. I mean, there's quite a lot in Detroit, so let's put on a dining car, and that's making quite a lot of money. Let's put a maintenance and service everywhere. As for Chatham, we can do Chatham to Toronto. Barely hauling anything, but oh well. Something's better than nothing. And even though the economy is not great, we're making 1.5 million. I'm hoping that's just a reminder, as opposed to it actually increasing by 15% every year. Either that or it's a bug. If it's going to increase the track cost by 15% every year, then it's not going to take long for track to become stupidly expensive rather. Because I mean that's twice that it's happened now. We've still got 11 more years. So obviously that's 13 years, and if it increases 15% each year, that's compound interest, so if anyone wants to do 1.15 to the power of 13, it's a lot. Because that's how much it is. Because obviously if it started at 100, and then it goes to 115, and then it goes to 115 times 1.15, and then etc, etc. Power exponentiation, compound interest, 1.15 to the power of 13, or 12. I'm not sure when the scenario ends. Anyway, the economy is back on track. That is good. Normal economic growth. I'm going to need a dining car for that, because there's a lot of passengers. Again, if we look at the income statement, actually, we're making more money from freight than we are express. But then there we made more money from express than we did freight, so it's a bit weird. It's probably all this rubber, to be honest. Like, because obviously we're making a lot of money from rubber, just shipping a load of rubber everywhere. Anyway, Toronto St. Catharines needs oil and water. Excuse me. Right. So all we need to do for gold is get all the way to Boston. And the easiest way of doing that is probably just to build... Yeah, probably just build the go west line backwards. So Buffalo to Boston. It's easier than it is in go west, because I think the maps are a smaller scale, so it's physically less distance. And also... we'd have more... Well, we'd already have a bit of money, so... There's some troops! I want to go from Toronto to Buffalo. Let's do Toronto-Buffalo then. Or Buffalo-Toronto, rather. Passengers, 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 passengers. No troops. Interesting, so they're not making that much money just by going... Yeah. We can also do Detroit-Buffalo. Which, even though it goes... Even though it actually goes through Canada... starts and ends in the United States. It's a bit weird. But there's actually no way around that because of the map, the way the map is designed. It doesn't extend far enough that you can do... Oh my god. It's making a fortune just hauling meat. Anyway, yeah, what I was saying is that the way the map's designed means that it's impossible to just get from like Detroit to Buffalo without going through Canada. Economic forecast growing prosperity. We are making a fortune. They're very pleased with us. Why would they not be? Let's issue stock. Connect over to Rochester. Or rather, connect Buffalo to Rochester. And it's not letting me build a bridge. For whatever reason. Let's try building in Rochester. Yeah, that might be better. Like that. That works. Gonna need a bit more money. I'm gonna build a station in Rochester, like so. Toronto St. Catharines needs oil and water, so let's do that. Right. That's... I'm seriously hoping it's not compound interest. Even additive would be awful, because, I mean... 1.15... Or rather, like, 15 times 12 is 180, so... Like, I don't want to spend... Nearly... I don't want to spend, like... Nearly 3... Well, it'd be 180, so it'd be, like, 180% increase in track laying by the time the scenario ends, which means I'm basically paying 3 times the amount for track. Add that to the fact that we're playing on Expert, and track would get very expensive. I don't want that. I think it's just a one-time only, it's just keep reminding me, which is a bug. Because if it is, no, I think it's a one-time only. I mean, it's not stupidly expensive, the track. I think it's just a one-time only increase of 15%, as opposed to additive, or even worse, compound. Boom times! I didn't check this. They're excited by us. Massive salary increase. We made 2.1 million that year. Let's issue... Can't issue the stock. Okay. Wait for the money to come in then. There's a big grade over here. I mean, I could start upgrading some of my track to electric, but to upgrade all of it would cost 4.7 million. How much would it be to just upgrade, like... Let's take... Oh wow, that's still... That's stupidly expensive. What the heck? It costs 3.7 million to upgrade from Detroit to Buffalo. How on earth does that work? What about like Buffalo, Rochester? It'd be cheaper to just build... That's weird. Maybe I'm paying for the track and the electric track? I think that's a bug. I think it should just be the cost of the electric track. But anyway, it would cost 4.7 million to upgrade the whole thing, so I'm not going to do that anytime soon. Anyway, let's connect over to Syracuse, and then next stop, Albany. Problem is there's a lot of trees and some hills, but I think we can probably get away with it. It is a lot easier to build than in Go West, because the terrain's different, and I think it's also... I think it's a smaller scale, it might not be. Anyway, let's build a station in Syracuse. We can get away with the medium. Let's do Syracuse to Buffalo. Gonna need water and maintenance. And dining car. Okay, do we have a train in Rochester? We do not. Let's do Rochester to Buffalo. Again, it's just a short distance, but it should make money. Let's put on a dining car anyway. Okay. Let's save the game. We are a highly profitable company. Can't issue the stock. I could actually pay some of these loans back, but there's not really much point, because we can afford the interest. And we can still take out loans ourselves at 5% interest. So I might actually do that. Take out a load of loans at 5%. That's an extra... how many do I take out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an extra 2.5 million cash, which at 5% is 125,000 interest, which is nothing really. We can afford that. Anyway. And we are in Albany. Okay, just out of interest, how much would it cost to tunnel from Albany through here? More than we have, obviously, but about 4.5 million. Not that expensive. We might actually end up doing that in the end. I mean, the alternative is we build over here, build a tunnel here to Springfield, which would be cheaper, or we just build a very steep track. Because the thing is, we never actually have to use this track. Once we get to Boston, we've won. So I could actually take out a load of loans and just connect over to Boston right now. But I'm not going to do that. Not just yet, anyway. Anyway, let's connect up to Albany. And try and get the whole town in. I think that gets the whole town in. Yeah, that gets the whole town in. And let's do Albany to Buffalo. So Buffalo's going to get a lot of traffic. So may want to double up round there. In fact, if we look at the traffic... well, it's apparently fine at the moment, but let's just double up round there anyway. Okay. And we're making fortunes, and fortunes, let's issue the stock. You know what, I'm just gonna kind of build the track as is, because we don't actually have to use it. Oh, we're out of money. So just wait. Go station in. Very awkward station placement, but it works. Again, we've got that reminder about the track, and I've discussed it before, so I really have nothing else to say about it. They are very pleased with us. We made 2.6 million that year. I mean, we are in an economic boom, but blimey, that's impressive. Yeah, awkward station placement, but it does fit the entire city in. Don't really want to go all the way to Buffalo because it's quite far, so let's just do Albany. We're out of money. Can't issue stock. May as well take out some more loans. At 5%. Because the game's basically won anyway. So, why not? And also I think we can afford the interest. Yeah, we can afford the interest, so why not? Let's put in station in Worcester. And connect over to Boston. And there you go. Didn't even have to wait, get the gold medal anyway. So, incredible, gold medal, very well done. And we actually did it with 9 years to spare. So, yeah, that's not a difficult scenario. I mean, if you look at the leaderboard there, the top 10 is all gold on expert. Admittedly, you've got some duplicates. And admittedly, that gold in Mexico should be a silver, but that is pretty impressive. Yes. So, just check. Might come up with a newspaper saying Boston connected, I don't know. Doesn't look like it. Oh well. So let's just save the game. Canada Expert Let's Play. And anyway, that is the end of this video, so thank you so much for watching this video. That was Eastern Canada on Expert with a gold medal. Yeah, not a very difficult scenario. It's like a slow start, but once you kind of get to a certain stage in like certain areas, you can get a lot of money. I don't know if that port in Quebec is always there, delivering rubber. And obviously having a tyre factory in Brockville just appear, you can make a fortune from that, and then you make money from tyres because Ottawa manage it. Because by coincidence and luck, Ottawa built a car factory, which means it demands tyres, and I think other places demanded tyres, so I just made a lot of money from rubber, and then later on you get more money from increased passenger traffic, etc. So yeah, it's not very difficult. You can make a fortune if you're lucky. So anyway, yeah, 27 trains. Anyway, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. It was Eastern Canada, gold on expert. Leave a comment, leave a like, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!